In 18 would probably do it, but I'm going to go with 20. You can always cut some off. But anyway, I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to bend it so that I've got a piece here, and I want to, if you can see that, yeah, so it hooks into, I've got something to hook into. Anyway, I'm going to take these things and kind of straighten these out a little bit so they're more manageable. Okay, then on here, I want this to be this way, my piece here, and I want this going away from me because I'm going to push this with this tool. Eventually, I'm going to hook this thing in here, and I'm going to push it back. So you don't have to make this real neat, but like I said, on this one, it makes a little neater looking clamp. You can have the wires cross. It still works. So now I'm going to take this wire on the right side, and I'm going to pull it around through here. Like this. And I want where I can get my okay, I've got that one. I want to bring it around again, and I want to come to the inside of it. Like I say, some of this doesn't really matter. It's just if you're meticulous, you want it to look nice. I'm going to bring the other one around and kind of have to guide these wires around a little bit. I want it to be on the outside of that one. So these you have to have done a few of these. It's not so crazy. I'll be on the outside of that, and I want to come around the inside of that one. Okay. As I pull this around, actually, copper might be a little easier. It's softer. But as I do this, I can bring this around here, so I need to pull these together. So now I'm going to have it, yeah, you can bring it around here. I've got them nicely kind of together. My next step then, okay, so this is where you want to get that wire divided in half pretty well, that first part when I was bending it. But now I'm going to take my tool and place these wires in these holes. So now I've got my wires inside here. I'll get it up here, and I'm going to turn it so I get those started. Then I can bring it down here. And I want to start this thing, so I've got that hooked in there. As I bring this up and start tightening it, that's when I want to go around in the back and push these together. So I've got a neater looking clamp. Like I say, it doesn't have to be that neat. Okay, now I've got them all the things. As I tighten it up, you see it kind of squeeze this area in here. Yeah, now you can see where the wires have squeezed that rubber. And then after I've got it that far, and I don't want to push it too much because you can actually break the wire. I'm going to roll this over. This over like this. It pretty well locks it in. Now, I don't know if I can move those at this point. Yeah, I can move them in like this. That's just to make it neat. Like I say, I've had some where they just crossed over and it didn't really hurt anything. I've had it for one of my hoses is that way for a couple of years at least, and it hasn't hurt anything. So I'm going to cut these off about there. Okay, now I've got my pieces up, and I'm going to take a larger pair of pliers. It's nice to have channel locks, and you could do this with a screwdriver, I guess. But I'm going to fold that down now with this and kind of squeeze it. Get those wires. Yeah. I'm trying to make it look as nice as possible. You don't have to have it perfect. Anyway, the wires are now out of the way. I'm going to release this thing. Like I say, I've done this out in the yard without a vise, but that's how the wires work. They fold down there. But this is stainless 18 gauge wire, which I got at Menards. But that'll stay there forever, and there's nothing to snag your fingers in there. It's you can run them over there, and it's nice and well, it's smoother here, of course, but over here you're not going to get your fingers snagged on it. And it doesn't, it holds this thing really tight. When you're working your nozzle on there, this is not going to turn from this. It's really on there.